All right, everybody, welcome to Comic Pros. If you clicked on this link, guess what? This is the spoiler review. I just got done watching Venom, Let There Be Carnage, and there's some really crazy parts that happen. I'm going to talk about the end credit scene mostly because that just opened up so many doors, and basically, you have Venom getting transported into the MCU, and that's where you see Tom Holland being unmasked as Peter Parker. So that is so crucial because now Sony's Venom is now in the MCU, and that's huge. And then the other thing is a lot of people might not have caught this if they watched the movie, but just know that going into this movie, there's a detective that is kind of always talking to Eddie Brock and always super suspicious about him and everything like that. And then at the very end, when he supposedly dies, his eyes light back up. That character is actually the symbiote known as Toxin. So they just opened up another symbiote movie. They opened up Venom now being part of the MCU, and that's the reason why we see J. Jonah Jameson's character in the actual casting of this movie. So Tom Holland and Venom, and that's why I have a feeling that two books in general are going to be going up in price, and that's going to be Amazing Spider-Man 316, which is where you see Venom and Spider-Man fight for the very first time, or that's kind of their more famous battle. Um, and the other book is going to be Toxin's first appearance, which is going to be in Venom versus Carnage, which is actually where they that front cover is actually a part of the actual movie as well. Hey Norm, do you have any numbers for us on those books?
Yeah, ASM 316. I believe we talked about this on another video as well. But the that particular book, script by David Michelini, Todd McFarlane, pencils and inks, and put out in '89, and it has returned 17% for a 9.8, and that's just in the last month. For a 9.2, that's 32% increase in value. And if you purchased a 9.2 ASM 316 back in early September, by early October, it was worth 32% more. So you paid 216 in the beginning of September. It was worth $300 by the end of September, by October. So yeah, that's a huge uptick there for that particular book. And
Yep.
same with very similar numbers for Venom versus Carnage. 104% increase in value for the top flight 9.8, and 120% increase in value for 9.6. But you can still pick up a 9.6 for 180 bucks. And even the 9.8, I would just go, my recommendation is 9.8 on this.
Yeah.
Somewhere between $200 and $350 is what you're going to pay. Probably right after this movie, in the next week or two, you could probably get it in the $200 range or $250 range, and that would be a really good buy. I think this Venom versus Carnage one
Yeah,
book.
I think the book will go up a little bit, but then after we start seeing a little bit more stuff that happens in the MCU, so we
Mm.
got the next Spider-Man movie coming out here soon. So during that time, that book might drop a little bit, but just know that you're not just buying the book for the now price. You're basically you're speculating on that book for another Venom movie. And from what I could tell from that movie, it seems like they definitely set up that movie so that they're gonna have other symbiotes movies. And it the movie theater I went to was completely packed, and everybody it was like 60% of the people that were there were all wearing Venom t-shirts, Venom hats. I mean, Everybody
Well,
loves it.
Venom has a huge following and
Yeah.
has for quite a while. It's astonished me because I'm from a different generation just prior to the Venom craze, but to watch your generation and younger generations just take off with and project ASM 300 so far into the upper atmosphere of price range
Yeah.
has been astonishing. And the similar thing with these books too. I mean, I think anybody buying your two picks here, which I really like, um, anyone buying these is in for a profitable ride forward. Now the 9.8, to be fair, 316, you're talking. Oh, Loki's decided to
Mm-hmm.
join us. You're talking $1,500 for that book, but as books go, as keys go, 30-year-old key, uh, that's not a bad risk, I don't think.
No, no, it's not.
I think you're still looking at upside here, and certainly huge upside with Venom versus Carnage #1.
Yeah.
Both books,
Well,
great
and
picks.
and the great thing about that book is it's a Clayton Crane book. He's been doing a lot of CGC stuff lately, and I mean he works for I think it's Black Flag Comics, kind of on like the side. He does a lot of side projects for that. Um, but the thing is he does a lot of signings. So if you were to go and find this book in the raw format, you can send this off to CGC when he does another signing, and just be that much more prepared for when that next movie comes out. Because the minute, I mean, they pretty much have already confirmed that Toxin's going to be in it. So that's kind of what they did with the last Venom movie, was they confirmed that Cletus Cassidy was going to be in it. Hey, guess what? He was. First appearance of Carnage went up, and so that's just what it is. So I'm
These,
trying to
these are going to be money makers going forward.
100%,
I mean,
100%.
it's generationally, you're right there. The demographics are there.
Yep.
The interest is there because up until now you've had really kind of the I don't want to say golden age, but the silver age heroes in Marvel, and they've kind of run the first four phases now. And of course, this is Sony. I know we're talking about a different ownership, but they're going to build this Venom into something that people haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Almost a Venom world.
Oh
And
yeah.
I think I think those are two really great picks.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a really really great great books to get. It's super reasonable price, and it's kind of like the right time to get those books, because the minute that they start announcing the next movie, those books are going to be so hard to obtain. You're probably looking at $500-$600 books in a course of, I mean, because the last Venom movie was released, I want to say it was like a few years ago. So yeah, I mean they're pumping these things out, and so I'd get on board with this before it's too late.
Yeah, what you're doing here is you're giving us a clue into the future. Nostradamus Steve is telling us what to buy, and these are good picks. These are picks from your generation. These are books and have read, and characters
Yeah,
backwards and forwards. And I think our viewers are going to be well informed and ready for the future, which could be, I could easily see three more movies, maybe four more movies of
yeah,
Venom before maybe it gets a little exhausting and they try something else. No doubt. I mean, especially if you can do so many versions of, that car movie,
yeah.
Fast and the Ferocious.
Right.
You can certainly do five Venom movies.
Oh yeah. So my overall rating. So we're gonna start doing a new rating system where we're gonna kind of rate the movie kind of as if it was like, say, a comic book. So my overall rating on the book, what or not? Sorry, the book. The movie was an 8.5. I'm giving it a thumbs up. Definitely go see this movie. You would not be disappointed in it. The other thing is this is not a kid friendly movie, so I would not bring the kiddos along. Um, there is a lot of stuff that I'm glad I didn't bring my daughter along with. So definitely keep that in mind. Maybe go get a babysitter, but that's just what it is. Um, I love the fact that Loki's in this. But as always,
That's it.
I'm Steve. This is Norm. Make sure
Howdy,
you
howdy.
like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next movie review.
Hasta la vista.